Peace and blessings to the family. Peace and blessings. Let me turn my mic down. Peace and blessings to the family. To the black family, of course. I am your humble guest to your homes, to your computer screen, wherever you may be watching. I am King True. True be told, back in effect. I haven't been up here in 2 years. It's been about 2 years since I've been up there. So a lot of people may be seeing me for the first time. Some people may have seen the show before. I want to say welcome, peace to you, to those people that are being introduced to my show. For those who have seen me before, you know what time it is. You know what I do when I'm up here. I give the real from how I see it. I'm not up here to make friends. I'm not up here to make you happy. Honestly.
Enter remote access code.
Hold on now. Okay. I'm not up here to make anybody smile, giggle, or laugh. If you can find some humor in this, good for you. Um, but I talk about life and real issues that's going on in our communities. You know what I mean? I like to say the black community. I'm a black person, obviously, so I'm speaking from a black perspective. I also know that there's other people of other races that may watch, that may tune in, and respect to you. And I want you to watch, and I want you to tune in because I think that your perspective on this is very important as well. Obviously, as a black family in this country, we have been going through turmoil in this country. Um, as you can see, a lot of black bodies have been dropping, not just from police, but black people have been dropping each other as well. And from the time that I've started my first show, from the first time I came up here to now, it has have not really been much of a change. And honestly, before doing this show, I had to ask myself, am I motivated to come up here again and do this? Am I really motivated to come up here and do this again? Um, because nothing is changing at all. You know what I mean? But, you know, it's almost like the straw that, broke the camel's back. You know what I mean? Like I done seen so much shit that didn't happen to our people, of course doing research, reading up on history and things like that. It hurts. It hurts. The truth of the matter is that the black family, the black people, are facing extinction. That's what we are facing. Extinction. You know, if you don't know what extinction means, hold on. Let me. I want to do a quick Google search real fast, real to give you the definition of the word extinction. Right? We all know it, right? But let's get an exact meaning of the word, right? And I'm gonna turn it up in a minute. I'm gonna turn it up in a minute, man. But I just want to get this briefing in here. You know. All right. Mm-mm. The fact or process of a species, family, or other group of animals or plants becoming extinct. Right? A reduction in the intensity of light or other radiation. Okay, so they got other definitions for it, right? Basically being hunted down. For me, I view our extinction as our life not really being worth anything, right? And not just from a base of the government, police, and other people in society, how they look at us, but how we look at ourselves as well. Do our life mean anything in our eyes? Does it mean anything to us? We don't give a fuck about our women. We don't give a fuck about our kids. I mean, I care about my kids personally, but I'm talking about as a whole. And I'm not just talking about making sure your kids are out of harm's way. I'm talking about actually raising your children to be productive people in this society. Because that's how you really further a group. That's how you really further a species or a family. You teach your kids to be productive, to grow up, find the opposite sex, have children, and further the species. Teach them the same thing. Teach them how to actually be married or with somebody for a long period of time. Most of our people teach our kids to be individuals, right? We teach our kids to be individuals. We teach our kids to find happiness. We teach our kids to be independent. And that's not really furthering a species. I'm not just talking about we're not just talking about police shootings, gang violence in the community. And I'm not and listen, black on black crime, whatever you want to call it, whatever the case may be. I'm talking about black people. Obviously, other races out there, when they're amongst each other, they have their squabbles and things like that. I'm talking about black people specifically. You understand? And people that live in those communities as well. Extinction. That's what's going on. We don't see value in ourselves. You understand what I'm saying? We don't see love in ourselves, man. We don't. We don't. Like I said, we teach our kids to be individuals. I see a lot of single mothers going out there. You know, they say that they hate they don't like a certain man.
Access code.
Hold on, y'all. Y'all gonna have to help me with this phone. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, all right, my fault. But yeah, so what are we doing as a people to further our species? To make sure that we further the family? We're not really doing much, man. We're not really doing much, man. You know, there's a guy that I like to watch. His name is Kevin Samuels. I don't necessarily agree with everything that he says, but he has a lot of truth to what he says. You understand what I'm saying? And in this day and time, you know, people want to talk about fairness, right? They want to talk about equality and things like that. But as it pertains to women and men, equality, or well, what they really want is the same, right? Because sometimes equality doesn't necessarily equate to the same when you're talking about, okay, like you have a skinny person and a real big person. I don't want to say fat, whatever, fat, right? A real big person, right? What makes this big person full or satisfied from eating and this smaller person may not equate to the same amount. But when they reach their propensity of eating, right, when they reach their top, they're both full. That's equality. That doesn't mean you gave that person the same amount as you gave this person, but whatever you gave to them, they got to where they needed to be, right? So, as it pertains to women and men, right, we can't always have the same, but we can have equality in how if you understand what I'm saying, like if you understand what I'm saying, like we can have equality in we can have equality, right, without deterring from the old. You understand what I'm saying? So like when they talk about gender roles, because all this pertains to extinction, right? All this pertains to extinction, gender roles and things like that, right? So I'm moving. So I'm like I'm trying to build a picture here. So I'm going from frame. I'm going around a circle. I'm going from frame to frame. You know what I'm saying? So different things, right? So you have death, right? You have death. We talked about that, right? uh, Not finding worth in yourself, right? Now they want you to hate your counterpart. So if you're a man, they want you to hate
Enter remote
women,
access code.
right? If you're a man, they want you to hate women. If you're a woman, they want you to hate men, or they want y'all to be in competition with each other. And one thing about Kevin Samuels that I like, he he tries to kill that competition in women, and that and listen, I love women. I love women. But what has happened, if we're honest, we are in competition with each other, and that has to stop. And it's more so women than men, right? It's more so women than men because a lot of time it's this whole thing, right? Well, they have this saying from back in the day: whatever you could do, I can do better. Well, for women, it's like whatever we can do, I can do better. It's not. It's no longer what the man and the women could do. You have women out here now saying that they rather raise children on their own. They rather do it on their own. Like they'll meet a guy. They'll go out there and just meet a guy, have a baby with him, and be like, okay, well, you don't have to be here. That's retarded. Now, don't get me wrong. Men fuck up too. We fuck up too. We fuck up too. We fuck up too. And I gotta get on us. But I want to get back to something, right? The competition. The competition. What Kevin Samuels does is he kills the competition, that competitive spirit in women. That's why when they call up to his platform, and he's not necessarily going off on them. What he's doing, he's setting boundaries. He's setting boundaries. He's never really cussed a woman out, went off on a woman for real, for real. He's always kind of kept his, you know what I'm saying? And mind you, like I said, I don't agree with everything the man does, but one thing that he does do is he kills that competition. He sets that boundary that, listen, this is my platform. This is how it's going to run. And the amount of, I got to give it up to him, because the amount of women that call up, they get reverted right back into that female position. Those that try to fight it, they get hang up on. They get cussed out. Not necessarily cussed out, but they get put in their place. It's unfortunate, but that's just how, well, it's honestly, it's fortunate. It's very fortunate. You know what I'm saying? I love women, but the competitive spirit thing
Enter remote access code.
has got to stop. Right? As far as men goes, and as a man, like, I'm a married man right now myself. Um, I've went from wanting to be a player or wanting to have multiple women to trying to settle down. Cause now we talking about, listen, all this has to do with extinction. Don't get on me right now. All this has to do with extinction. Because here's the thing, right? If black women and black men don't come together and see eye to eye, it's over for us. That's basically what this is about. It's over for us, man. And the fact of how we getting killed in this country, and it's just nothing. It's like they don't even care. You know what I mean? And then when it comes to other people's lives, we are faced with, they give us the burden of the responsibility to be the hero or to be the person on that person's side. Like basically, like this whole Chinese, this Chinese, um, um, epidemic of Chinese attacks and stuff like that. You know, or I'm saying Chinese. I'm sorry, Asian. I want to be politically correct. I'm sorry, Asian attacks. Um, and how they're trying to make it seem like it's black people that's doing it. That's just a farce. That's a straight up farce. That's the biggest hoax in the motherfucking world right now. In this country, it's a hoax. It's bullshit. Um, the fact that, like the other day ago, right? I'm gonna give you an example. The other day ago, and I've talked about this before. There was an attack at a hotel in Manhattan here in New York City, and some crazed dude, some crazed nutso dude, when they finally did the background on this dude, they found out that he was a nutso. He, I think, I don't know if he killed his mother before and just came out of jail for that. Some bugged out dude. Some bugged out dude. Seen this Asian lady in Manhattan across the street from this hotel, and he stomps out for no reason. Just stomps out. Right? He stomps her out. As this is happening, you have two black men that's working in the hotel, security, and you have a busboy, I think it was. The guy that does the little baggaging, right? They were in the hotel. The security locks the door to the hotel as this is going on. I guess to protect everybody in the hotel. The busboy also is there up front, and they see this whole thing going on. I don't know how the busboy got really involved, but these two brothers, the only brothers that was there at the time during the incident in the hotel, that, and mind you, the attack didn't happen on the hotel premises. It happened across the street, like down the block or something like that. But yet, they blamed the security, the black security and the black busboy for the attack. Well, they didn't blame them for the attack. What they did was they said that it was their responsibility to get involved and stop the attack. I totally disagree. That is 100% now cipher. 100%. How could you? And then to add to that, after that incident, Mayor de Blasio does a speech and condemns the security and the busboy for not helping this Asian lady. What? First to begin, I've done security before. When you do security, you are trained not to get involved in any type of physical altercation. If there's a physical altercation, you call the police. As security, you are not taught to go in there because it's the company could be liable. The company could be liable if you get hurt. That person, there has been situations with security where security has tried to fight, break up fights, and then the person that caused that tried to attack people sued the security company because they were hurt. And sometimes even the people that you're trying to help as security, you're trying to help people, the people that you're trying to help will sue your company if they get hurt. They'll sue. That's why the security companies will tell you, do not get involved in any type of physical altercation. Because the company does not want to be liable to be sued. But yet, Mayor de Blasio can do a speech about these two young brothers, right? Doing their jobs. The busboy's not even security. What the fuck is the busboy supposed to do? What, he supposed to throw luggage at the motherfucker or some shit? What is he supposed to do? I don't, it's crazy the amount of responsibility we have when it comes to other people. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to immigrants and stuff like that. Now, let me tell you something, right? I have a Caribbean background. I have a Caribbean background, but I am a citizen here in this country. You understand what I'm saying? So, as far as you being an immigrant and you come into this country, I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that. My family came across this country. If it wasn't for my family coming here, I wouldn't have been here. You understand what I'm saying? So, enough respect to immigrants that come in, especially if you're in New York and things like that. Enough respect. But the truth is the truth, right? If you are of any other race other than a black person, right? And you come to this country, y'all dealing with whatever y'all dealing with, whatever problems y'all dealing with. It is up to you to go to the government and try to have recourse, right? It is not up to you to go to any other people that is here to try to seek help, unless those people reach out to you and try to help you. Us as black people, when we go into stuff in our community, we don't go to other races and stuff like that for their help. We don't go to nobody. We deal with it amongst ourselves. We don't necessarily deal with it correctly most of the times, but we deal with it amongst ourselves. So how can you sit here and get mad at us as black people for not stepping in on your issues? Those are your issues. You deal with them. Don't try to come and talk bad about us because we didn't step in here, we didn't step in there. The whole civil rights movement was for everybody to come here and have an equal, an equal fight, an equal, show at this thing called the United States of America. So you can't blame. You can't, it's just not fair. It's not fair. And for me, having said all those things, the way as black people that we handle some of this stuff is just, it's embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing a lot, man. It's embarrassing how we move on, how we go in public, we talk bad about each other, we say we want reparations. The vast majority of people want reparations. People who come out of the, slavery here in this America, they want reparations, and how you could have other black people that come from the same struggle go on to major news platforms and say, "Oh, that's stupid, that's ridiculous," and nothing happens to those people. You understand what I'm saying? It's embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I see a lot of programs that's on major media for black people, and I feel like a lot of times black people accept the victim role, bro. I'm not saying that you ignore the people that did you wrong, but I'm definitely not saying to beg. I'm definitely not telling you to go out there and beg. Fight. Fight for the things that you want in this country. Fight. Be prepared to die. Be prepared to die. Every day I go home, I have children, and I have a wife and kids. Every day I go home, I'm prepared to die. I'm prepared to die. Somebody breaks in my house tonight, I'm prepared to go. And I'm prepared to take them out as well. this is what we have to do. You cannot go, you know, you cannot go to the people that are trying to oppress you, trying to keep you down, you know,
Enter remote access code.
and ask them to help you in your struggle. You understand what I'm saying? You know. And a lot of these other races, I give them credit because they play the money game. They play the money game, you know. They play the money game, they put who they want in office, but they also start their kids young. They make sure these Chinese and Asian people, they make sure their kids know that they are Asian. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something I don't like, right? This is something I don't like growing up, right? I grew up in New York, right? But I'm Caribbean. My parents would always tell me, you are a Yankee, right? Even though my parents is from the Caribbean, I spent time in the Caribbean when I was small, right? But I mostly live here. I mostly grew up here. My parents would tell me, you a Yankee. You a Yankee. You not Jamaican, right? You a Yankee, right? But let me tell you something. Puerto Ricans could live in this country, right? And be born in New York, and for 5, 4, 3, whatever generations could stay Puerto Rican. They put that pride. I don't care if you're a Puerto Rican and you live in the Bronx, right? And you grew up in the Bronx. Your father grew up in the Bronx. Your grandfather grew up in the Bronx, right? For how many generations y'all lived in the Bronx? But y'all Puerto Rican. Y'all Puerto Rican. Y'all not Yankee. Y'all American, yes, y'all are American, right? But you're Puerto Rican, though. First. Black people, unless they already have a knowledge of self, right? They don't put that pride into their children like that. Like Puerto Rican people, Spanish people, other races, don't matter. Even in California, they have like 4 or 5 generations of Asian people in California that been in California for whatever, right? For however long. Those people are still Asian. You don't look at them and be like, you a Yankee. No, they Chinese. They Japanese, they whatever they are. Black people, only black people. And maybe and the exception of African people, because African people, even though their kids are born in America, they would tell them, yo, stick with other African people. Stay with this tribe. You know, it's a tribalism in Africa, right? But black people that have come out of the trans-Sahara slave trade, right? They don't have that type of pride. They don't put that type of pride in their kids. They don't put that black pride in their kids or their homeland pride, wherever they come from. Only people that come out of that slave trade tell their kids that you are not of this. You are something else. When they come to this country. Donate. Oh, I want to talk to you about the donations too. Because I just now realized when I got off the phone with y'all, Flip had flipped it. And I was like, I wonder how he thinking what I'm saying. Because I said put it towards the show. Even though I love you. And if whatever I give is for you, we'll talk about it later though. All right. So are the phone lines on? They on? Okay. So, like I said, if y'all have any questions, y'all could call up. Otherwise, I'm gonna just be up here ranting. Any questions? Donations? Here. Put it in the super chat if you have a donations. We are accepting donations. I'm gonna have a Cash App set up. Whatever comes to me, it's really for the show. It's not necessarily for me per se. It is for me, but I'm not just doing this for me. I'm doing this. I'm doing this show because I feel like I have a purpose. You know what I mean? I feel like I have a purpose to give something to the people, whether it's knowledge, whether it's whatever, discourse, whatever, something to think about. I feel like I have something to give. You know what I mean? And if y'all enjoy it and y'all want to help a brother be up here, help a brother stay up here, donate, donate to the platform. Um, all proceeds will go towards the show. You know what I mean? It's not going in my pocket to buy some sneakers or do whatever the fuck. It's going to this platform um, to keep a brother going strong. You know. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I see people calling. Press the speaker. Hello.
Hello?
Yo, what's up?
What's up, my man?
What's going on?
I'm watching you right now. I was just watching everything, my man. I had a little insight on what you was talking about.
Okay, go ahead, Bill. You could Bill. Go ahead.
All right, now I heard you was saying about how can I say that? Like African people and black people, you know?
Uh huh.
Like they are like people keep thinking black is a skin color, but black is a race.
Right. Right.
And I need like Africans, some Africans don't know that. Some Africans really don't take like how they do, but then I don't really think that how can I say like other people understand it. Okay, like how can I'm touching that.
Okay, go ahead.
Like let's say you
Mm-hmm.
said the trend like the Atlantic slave trade, like basically the grandsons of slaves, the grandchildren of slaves.
Uh huh.
We do put pride into like being black, but I think it's just a lot of confusion nowadays amongst other people,
Can you,
other races.
if you feel like I hear what you're saying, because me as a black father, I put that pride into my kids as well. But do you think, as a vast majority of black people, you think we put that pride into our kids? You believe, you feel that way?
No, because of the knowledge that we have. A lot of people we don't read. A lot of us black people don't know our history.
Right.
We
Mm-hmm.
really don't. And once we get that history in us, then we will really understand.
Right. That's a
'Cause
fact.
sometimes I hear like when I be at work, I work in a diverse area, and I work with Egyptians, Africans, all different type of ethnicities. And I heard an Egyptian guy in the conversation say that, "Oh, I'm black," and I had to ask him, "What made you think that you were black?" He said, "Well," because I'm from Africa." I said, "No, that don't mean that you're black. That means that
Right.
you are
Right. Exactly.
Egyptian."
Right. Right. Right.
Because I was just trying to tell him, like, my man, like, okay, you see us, we hip hop, okay?
Right.
We see you, we see Aladdin. You know what I'm saying? We love Aladdin. We love that. Black people, we love that.
Mm.
And they and the people gotta understand, black people, we're not racist at all. We're
No.
not.
No way. How can we be?
That's exactly. We're not, and we don't look down on other cultures
Right.
from other. How can I say from other countries? But they come over here and do hate on us.
Right. That's true. I mean, um, people have to understand the term black, right, and where it came from, and who it was given to. Obviously, if he's from Egypt, I don't know. He could be mixed. He because there are a lot of mixed races out there in Egypt. So
Oh yeah, and that's another thing
right,
too about the mixed races. That's another thing too.
right, right.
Like how can I say one thing about the mixed races? Oh wow. That's kind of I kind of like I don't got too much insight on that because now it's just like anybody saying that they're black. I think like saying black is a trending topic now.
Word, word. Let me build that. I wanted to let other people call in, but I appreciate your call, man. You shed a lot of light, man.
Thanks, man. I'm here watching, man. Go ahead, man. I'm here watching, man. I'm ready to donate, man. I'm about to look at this junk so I can donate.
Thank you, man. I appreciate the well. Yeah, just put it into the in the super chat for right now. The next show, I'm gonna have a try to set up a cash app and get everything organized.
Yeah, man. Do that, man. This is love, man. I
Appreciate
appreciate that, man.
Of course,
And
of
tell
course.
that boy Queens Flip, man. Fred East from West Philly. I said keep doing your thing, man. We love y'all, man. We love y'all.
No doubt, brother. Peace.
All right.
Yeah, I like that call. Yeah. Oh, we got a lot of. I didn't know y'all was calling up, y'all. I'm sorry. This thing is on silent, so I gotta make sure I watch this. I gotta make sure I watch this. I gotta make sure I'm speaking into the mic too. That's another thing I can't forget. Okay, somebody else is calling up. Let me let that person shine. Peace.
Yep.
Peace. What's
Hey,
going on?
hey.
You here?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so I just was watching the show. I see y'all was live. I didn't even think I would get through, but I see y'all was talking about black, like what is black or something. So I'm trying to, if you can tell me the topic, I wanted to speak on it.
The topic is black extinction, and basically, I just went on a little rant about all the things that is killing us as a people. You know what I mean? As a black race in this country. And another thing I want for people to understand when it comes to black. I don't know. You wanna shed what you feel like black is?
I could,
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna let you knock it out.
yeah, because I wanted you to let me know where y'all was at because I seen it was live and I seen it was Queen's Flip.
Yeah.
So I wanted to, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to call in.
Yeah, you wanna talk about
So,
black and where it came. You can shed light. Go ahead.
yeah, so what I say is black is it's the melanated people, and I know at one point in time in America, if you have a drop of African or if you have a drop of black or African in you, then you consider black. Like even if a white person is white as hell, if they do a DNA test or something or find a way to check out their DNA and it's black in them, then they say it's black.
Right.
And it's opposite in Africa. They say if you do a DNA test in Africa and you got a drop of white in you,
Yeah.
then you can say that
You're
you're
not for
European.
African, right?
So, and as far as I see, dude was talking about Egypt or whatever, but you know, I just was getting into the destruction of black civilization. So,
Right. Okay, by Chancellor Williams.
the doctor was breaking it down like. Let me get this together. The doctor was breaking it down. There was a lot of colonization and things going on,
Right.
and how they was flipping everything. They was taking over everything.
And the brother was talking
So-
about mixed race as well. And if you
Yeah.
read the book Destruction of Black Civilization by Chancellor
Yeah.
Williams, which is it's a cult classic really. It talks about the mulatto problem. You know, when you talk about mixed races, it talk about the mulatto problem and how you had certain priesthoods that was mixing with
Yeah.
some of the white people that they had there, and well, they were, because they were obviously doing trade. You had Alexandria, where had Europeans living there from Rome and things like that, and they would come and stay. They would mix it up, and those descendants of the mixed people would go back to Europe,
Mhm.
right, and
Yes.
and give resources to them, and then take over. So when they take over in Kemet now in Egypt now, right?
Yes.
Egypt is taken over by Rome because those children, those mixed children, keep that European mentality. They kept that European
And
mentality.
yes. So when you were saying that, that's what I was thinking. Like
Right.
they basically, they did what they did, and like the mixed kids was programmed, and they chose the side of the European. They
Right.
chose the white side.
Right.
And
Right.
I was talking to a family member earlier,
Mhm.
and their partner is mixed, but
Okay.
their partner have they believe everything on the news, and they go with whatever the white people say.
Right. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like whatever they say on the news, or whatever the government say, or whatever they say about anything, like even as far as our education here.
It's white is
And
right.
it just had me tight. Yeah. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna just say they went with their white side,
Right.
because
Right.
we have our people that went and started traveling and getting the information that was lost and covered up and destroyed and burnt down. We have our black men that went and got that information for us, and that's why this is one of the books that I have.
Right. Definitely. That's definitely
So
a great book. Keep reading it. I read
yeah,
that book several times. In the past, I lost the book. I had to buy it back recently just to make sure I have it so I can go back through it. It's a wonderful book, man. A wonderful book, man.
yeah.
Let me
But what do you think of?
go ahead.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
What do you think about that when, like in America, they say if you got to drop I'm gonna say black in you or African, whatever. If you got to drop it at melanin in you, you black. But if in Africa, they play a game where if you got to drop a European in you, you can say you European. Like,
I mean,
like that's crazy to me. Like, because
I
I'm
mean,
mixed with Puerto Rican too.
right.
Like I say I'm Puerto Rican and I'm Aboriginal, but if I go and take a little DNA test, they're gonna throw all kind of shit in there.
Right.
But all I know is I'm on a revolution.
Right.
I'm with like Malcolm X and them.
Right. I mean, well, you said it right there, man. Because honestly, for me, at this point, when you talk about black and what it means to our people and who it pertains to, I think it's more so of a mentality at this point.
Yeah.
Black came
Yeah.
from. They put black on us. Well, they put Negro on us, right? And we ended up adopting the term black, right? Really through we ended up adopting it when James Brown, when he came out with "I'm Black and I'm Proud," because remember back in the day, if you were called black, it was an insult. People didn't like being called black back in the day, man. They didn't like being called black. It wasn't until James Brown came out with that cult classic song, and they accepted it, and now everybody's black now today. But understand that we were first called Negro, right, or Negro, right?
We was calling ourselves niggas and stuff like that, and it meant something else to us.
I don't want to get all into that. I don't want to get all into that because
yeah, I got
you understand what I'm saying? Like,
it's cool.
And I understand the niggas thing. I understand the niggas thing, right?
Yeah.
But if you or talk, all right, when we call ourselves nigger today, we get the term nigger from white people, not from African kings. We get the term nigger from white people when they called us nigger. When they were calling us nigger, it derived from negro because the Spanish had us first. The Spanish and the conquistador and all that crazy shit, they called us negro. The reason why they call us negro is because we were chattel, human property, right? That's one thing. That's the first thing you have to understand. We were not considered human beings, so they call us negro as in black. That's black, whatever. It means black, right?
Yeah.
But it just means an inanimate object. That's why they call us black, because you don't call, in time in history, right? you had different terms for different types of black people. They called us Ethiopians at a time. They called us Moors at a time, and Moors became Moreno, right? You
Okay.
know, you had
Okay.
different terms for different black people depending on what part of Africa they were from. You understand? Until like when you go to Europe and you don't know all the terms of every single person from different parts of Africa, you call them
Yeah.
one word. Well, he looks like a Moor, so he's a Moor. That's what they threw on us. You understand what I'm saying? So they just
I got
bunched everybody up into one thing. So it's the same thing that happened in slavery. They didn't care about what tribe you were from. You were chattel. You
Right.
understand? And it just so happened that there were no sustaining black tribes or black kingdoms at that time. So when they were raiding Africa, it was all for the taking because there was nobody there defending, no Africans there defending that land. So everything there was it was either you work with us to capture people or we kill you or you get captured. You understand? This is what we were faced with during that time. So people had to make decisions. If you had an enemy on this side of the land, because mind you, just because it's Africa does not mean all Africans were in peace with each other. You had warring tribes that put other tribes in slavery or helped the white man put the tribes in slavery. Now that does not mean that because they have this thing where they say, "Oh, it was the Africans. You should blame the Africans." No, you gave motherfuckers no choice, so they had to do it, or their whole tribe was gonna get wiped out. And if you could kill two birds with one stone, you got they already y'all already beefing with each other. Hey, fuck it, man. You know, let's work with this motherfucker to get rid of these dudes, or they coming for us. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. Yes, it's fucked up. But that's reality. Reality is fucked up. So let more people come because I know we're probably gonna get out of here in a few. But I appreciate your call.
I appreciate you answering. I salute you, and shit, I'm gonna keep watching.
No doubt. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right. Yeah, man. Yeah. But y'all can keep calling up, man, if y'all got any questions, anything like that. I'm answering the calls now. We got so many missed calls. I didn't even know y'all was calling up, be honest with you. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is, you know, it's deep. The history is deep. Destruction of Black Civilization. That is a great book by Chancellor Williams. If you want to grab that book, I suggest you do to get some history in you. You know what I mean? You got Stolen Legacy was another one. You know what I'm saying? That's a great book. So many. Like I said, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I kind of came up here a little bit disorganized because I had so much that I've been doing this. I've literally been off this whole week. I literally had like a little mini vacation, but I had so much to do within that time. It's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? So even today, we got one more call. Let's see.
It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So even today.
Peace. What's going on, brother?
Yo, what's up? Yo, I hear what you're talking about, yo. I want to see if you could build on the Akanaki, build on the Egyptian, on the Nile Valley. A lot of truth that comes from out of there.
Right. Yo, turn your background down a little bit because there's like a little echo.
Yeah, I got feedback already. Let me turn that down.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I'm a.
Look,
huh?
I'm about to say, let me put you in the ballpark. What I'm saying.
Okay.
A lot of people be trying. A lot of the religions, Christianity, Judaism, Catholicism, all that comes from Greek mythology, and all the Greeks learned from the Egyptians, and then they refed it back to us, remixed with their images and everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I just want you to emphasize how you know the remix factor. Like, this language I'm talking is not my language. This is Europe's language. This is English. This ain't my language.
That's
Spanish
true.
ain't their language. French ain't their language. That's Europe's language. That's the conqueror's language.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But a lot of people seem to forget all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My girl's Puerto Rican. They think the kids, 13, they think Spanish is their native tongue. No, your native tongue comes from Taino Indians. But a lot of people don't talk about that, yo.
Wow, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So I just want you to emphasize, since you got the platform, build on that, man. Let these people know the truth, the real truth of what it is. You know what I'm saying?
There's so much to build on. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that.
All right. DKNO, knowledge.
Peace.
QB. You already know.
All right, one love. Yeah. There's a lot. The brother said a lot, man. There's a lot of history to get into. Plain and simple, guys. Our people were conquered. Don't catch no horrors by that when I say that. African people were conquered, yes, but don't catch no horrors, man. Don't catch no feelings behind that, because human history is very vast. You're talking about 65,000 years, right? You talk about I'm talking about just civilization alone, right? Civilization alone, 65,000 years. Don't catch no horrors for the past 400. Hello?
Yo, what's good?
Peace to you.
Peace, brother.
How you?
What's the topic? I'm good, bro. How you doing?
We building on a lot, man. We building on pretty much black extinction, man. You know, how do you feel about that? You know, what can we do as a people to come up out of that?
I definitely think, it's definitely start with yourself, man. It's each one teach one. So I definitely think, people need to just do a little more research on who they are, and people be themselves a little more, probably help out the greater good.
How and I appreciate what you said, and I don't want to try to diminish anything that you're saying. But do you need if I was to I would say, I don't want to say me because I would never do this, but if I was to see you in the street and come up to you and punch you and try to take your wallet, what would you do? Hello? Oh, did he leave? Oh, did he hang up? Oh, he hung up quick. Okay, so a lot of people say that. A lot of people say people need to research, which is true. People do need to research. I'm just talking about the bare minimums, though. Protecting your counterpart, which is the black woman, which I feel like we do. I feel like black men get a bad rap already. I understand that. I feel like we get a bad rap. We do protect our women for the most part. We do. You know what I mean? But we get a bad rap. We probably protect our women more than any other race. Let's just go there with it. Me personally. All right? But I'm just talking about the bare minimums. Like, how much research do you have to do before you let police kill your children? Right? Come in your house, grab your children up, bully the people in your community. How much research do you have to do before you just like, man, fuck this shit? No, kill me, because I'm not letting it go down. I'm not driving around my neighborhood, seeing somebody getting flipped over on the floor for no fucking reason before I step there. I don't need research to help me do that. Now, I'm not diminishing research because I've been there. I've done it, right? I've done research, right? I've also stopped certain things from going down in my own community that I've seen people not do. Some people I know that have research that wouldn't even do the things that I've done. Step into the situations that I've stepped into. I'm getting a lot older. My kids are growing now. So a lot of my attention and focus now is on them. I have not been in the streets and run around the streets and stuff like that for years. I've been a father and a husband for the past 2 years, a father, of course, for the past 11 years or so. I've been focused on that. But when I was around and doing things or just around and seeing certain things go down, I stepped in. I stepped in because I gave a fuck. I don't know if research helps you give a fuck. I mean, it does. It does. And maybe I'm looking at it from a skewed point because honestly, my father has been into the knowledge. My father has a history with the knowledge of just black people and history and things like that. So he gave it to me as a young child. My father, this is a man that would make me read the Quran at 6. Some of the first books I ever read was the Quran and the Bible. You know what I'm saying? You know, this man made me read those stuff. I would sit there crying, you know, you know what I'm saying, reading the book. You know what I'm saying? So it's like so I might be looking at it I might be looking at it from a bad perspective. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like it doesn't take that much research. A lot of the brothers that actually put the work in out there, that's willing to put the work in, don't have a lot of knowledge to them. You know what I'm saying? I know some do. I've heard people talk about history, right? Talk about black history. Black people talk about black history and talk about it from a fear aspect, from a fear point of view. And I'm going to be honest with you. The history does not fear me. I know there's also people that doesn't like to look up the history because of fear. You know, I don't want to know that. That stuff is sad. It's depressing. We got another caller. Peace to you.
Yo, peace.
Peace. What's going on?
Yeah, me and you had a little beef way back, man. And
you did?
We was squabbling. I mean, I was disrespecting you. You was disrespecting me. I don't know if you remember. You called me the P word. I was talking about Alpo and how New York ain't representing. Remember me?
I think I remember something like that. Yeah, man.
Right.
That's
remember
old.
Me,
that's
right?
Yeah. I think I remember you. That's dead and gone.
Yeah, I mean, I was disrespecting. Yeah.
Don't worry
you,
about
and
that.
all that. Yeah, what you saying right now? Yeah, I'm just calling to say peace, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. And I apologize for any malice I might have sent your way. That's over. That's dead and gone with.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, man. Appreciate that.
No doubt, man. Love you, man.
Love you too, bro. Appreciate the call, man.
No, man.
All right.
Peace.
Yeah, man. So, and that's another thing as black people that what we got to do, man. We got to learn how to, leave negative shit in the past, man. I'm still alive. He's still alive. He still got his family. I still got mine. There's no reason for me to hate that man at all. You know what I mean? How much time we got, sis? In a couple minutes. Okay, well, I'm a go ahead and end out on the show. I appreciate all the callers, everybody who called up. I'm gonna try to do longer shows in the future. I gotta come up here early. I had so much I was doing today. But I appreciate all the love, yo, for real. I appreciate all the love, and this right here is a good sign that perhaps we're not going extinct, because you still got brothers willing to call up and build. They might not agree with everything I say, but they willing to build. And that right there is progress. And the next show, I hope to hear some sisters call in. I hope to hear some sisters, call in. And we're going to build on more. Man, I love y'all. Stay true to you and what you do. Peace.